504 Spartan here. Whoa, what is going on with the camera? Alright, so I am here now with this new review. This review is basically gonna be Thunderfire cannon, and I'm gonna compare it with the Whirlwind. So these two things, I really like both of them. Not really. I kind of have my opinions on each one. I prefer one over the other, of course, because that's how this game is, and especially when you have 3 heavy support slots. So let me just talk quickly about each one of them. Let me talk about my Thunderfire cannon first, and I'm going to basically say that my Thunderfire cannon, I do not have one, like a GW model that is legit the Thunderfire cannon. The closest thing I have is this piece of crap, which is I don't know whoever made this plastic, but I think even Army Men plastic is way better than this piece of crap. However, the reason why I keep this and why I like it is, one, it was free, and my friend Phil gave me this model for my birthday because I had no Thunderfire cannon and I really wanted something to state that this thing is my Thunderfire cannon. So I was like, oh wow, thank you. And when I assemble it, it's kind of really difficult to assemble because the plastic doesn't really fit in together. However, I like the way it looks in terms of a cannon itself. It has like the 4 barrels that your Thunderfire cannon has, and I use it sometimes in tournaments. It's not bad. People haven't complained about me using that. Oh wow, non-GW model. It's all over, dude. Game over. It's done. No, nothing like that. So no, I had no complaints. And then the other thing is that this guy, was supposed to be my Thunderfire cannon. If you could see, hold on, let me zoom in nicely. If you could see the silencer from, what's his name? From Grey Knights. I used that as my Thunderfire cannon before I got my present for my birthday. So this is the model I run with the Thunderfire cannon. He's my Tech Marine gunner, I guess. And I'm going to say 100 points. And that's what it is. That's 100 points heavy support slot. Now the other one, the Whirlwind, it's 65 points if I'm correct. Hold on, let me open my codex and read it off. Yeah, the Whirlwind, 65 points. I don't have a Whirlwind model, but I use the Manticore now to pretend it's a Whirlwind. It's still 4 rockets. Who cares? Come on, guys. So now, good things about each one. They're both anti-infantry killers. I really like both. They're meant for that. They're supposed to like bombard your infantry. However, obviously one has to be better than the other. So the thing is, which one's better? I say, let's go with the Thunderfire cannon first. 100 points. You get 2 models basically in this unit. You get the Tech Marine gunner and the Thunderfire cannon itself. Now, the gunner has a 2-up armor save, which is really good, and everything else is basically the same stats as your Space Marine. That's pretty much himself. The Thunderfire cannon is a toughness 7 model and a 3-up armor save, so that's pretty rough to go up against. Now, I have to admit that for the first time, actually, I lost with my Space Marine, with this 6th edition Space Marine codex. I lost finally after 15 games with this codex. Finally, I get defeated. So I'm gonna congratulate I'm gonna actually name him and shout out. I give a shout out to my new friend Chris, who ran Tau, and okay, here's the list. He did not run any single Riptide. He did not run any stupid cheese aside from the Farside bomb. No Farside enclaves. And basically no Pathfinders. So I really have to admit that was a pretty good list. Without using like ultimate cheese or stupidity, like running triple riptides that I always go up against, and stupid shit like that I hate going up against. But I still managed to go face them. But in this case, I got defeated because this little dude died. If the Thunderfire cannon's gunner dies, nobody could use the Thunderfire cannon. So it's basically he needs to be with his cannon all the time. That's like they're the delinquent duo of anti-infantry. They just kill everything that is infantry wise. So I went second, and in turn 1 he dies. Thunderfire cannon useless in that case. But that is a rare occasion. I never had that happen to me except for that time, and that and a few errors, which was just small errors and dice rolls, cost me the game. Aside from that, it was a magnificent game. I really enjoyed it. I learned stuff from it. Remember, every time I play, I consider it a learning experience. That way I don't make the same mistakes again, ever. So, yeah, it was a good learning experience. I learned that, yeah, you don't have to be like a complete jerk to run Tau. This guy, I really give him props. Respect him a lot as a Tau player, respect him as a player, respect him as a friend. And yeah, I had a great time. I had no problems with this guy. And yeah, but Thunderfire cannon has huge advantages because it's barrage weapon. It runs 4 small templates that just screws up infantry with no problem. I like the different variations of each of the weapons it has. There's the air burst, there's the one with tremor, and then there's the other one which is the surface detonation. Now, since it's a barrage weapon, it ignores cover except for area terrain. Apparently, area terrain, you still get a 5-up cover safe. However, if you're like behind Aegis defense lines or stupid shit like that, or behind like a ruin with no like base, like really no base, like just ruins, you will get pooped on because your cover is dead. So and if your opponent's in like area terrain, I use the air burst. It ignores cover anyways, regardless. So, but I have to say the surface detonation is my favorite shot because it's strength 6, AP 5. So Pathfinders go boom after that, and that's the main kill. This unit, I run it just to kill Pathfinders, and mostly big boys like orcs, for example. Whenever they're coming, just screw them up with small templates and just pop them out as fast as I can. So it's a really effective weapon to run and use. So I'm really happy with this unit, and hopefully I'll get an actual Thunderfire cannon in the months to come and paint it. So yeah, 60-inch range for all of them, which is the whole board. It doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna shoot something. And since it's a barrage weapon, you don't need to use as what's it called? It's a line of sight. However, if you don't use the line of sight, you will scatter. No matter if you cannot like reduce the scatter thing. And yeah, it's really good. It's effective. I really like it. Now the cons, like I already said, the cons about the Thunderfire cannon. You lose the gunner. Well, that's useless. And what else? Yeah, and it's not really good against vehicles. You could glance a vehicle, but not worth it whenever you have the chance to go ahead and shoot infantry with that. It's meant to kill infantry. So yeah. Right, next model. The Whirlwind, aka Mr. Manticore over here that needs to get painted. The Whirlwind. I really like the Whirlwind. The only things I do not like about it... well, let's talk about the pros. Pros is, it's a large blast instead of a small blast. It also has 2 different weapon types in the Whirlwind. It has the Vengeance or Incendiary Castellans. which basically do what the Thunderfire cannon does, which is the surface detonation and airburst. However, the Vengeance missiles are strength 5 instead of strength 6, like the Thunderfire cannon. The good thing about it, it's a large blast instead. Some may argue that you have less firepower with this, but if your opponent's running like a really big swarm army, aka orcs, tyranids, and stuff like that, it's gonna hurt him more than a force mortal blast. I'd say that it's more like a swarm killer rather than a squad killer. The Thunderfire cannon, I consider more as killing a single squad of like, I don't know, 10 to 15 people. Whirlwind's probably gonna kill 15 people. And like, for example, zombies, it will blow up a bunch of them in one shot. What else? And then the other one is the Strength 4 AP5, which is like a bolter blast, or like the multiple rockets pods from Valkyries in Imperial Guard. But the only thing, it ignores cover, which is really good against small units like, I don't know, probably like like Pathfinders, for example. Anything that is T3, it's pretty good with. And if it's in cover, it's even better. So that's a pretty good use about it. And since it's ordnance, if you accidentally hit a rhino, or like something with armor 10, or like something weak, you could reroll. It's an ordnance weapon, not bad. Yeah. And let's see. Now the cons about the Whirlwind. Oh well, the pros about one last pro is 65 points. Cheaper than Thunderfire cannon. So if you're low on points and you cannot run Thunderfire cannon, run a Whirlwind. Cons now, however, this is what you're gonna face. And I kinda not like this part. Whirlwind is 11 front, 11 side, 10 on the back. Pretty weak. You're gonna get shot with a lot of, like, the first thing that's gonna get shot is this thing. And it's gonna give your opponent first blood. That's the downside. It's really easy to just like slice. It's like butter. You're gonna slice through it and boom, it's gonna die. What else? The weapons are actually limited range. They have a limit. It's from 12 inches to 48. So if your opponent's too close, you can't shoot it. If your opponent's too far actually, you can't shoot it. So it's not really a good artillery weapon. Not like, for example, I understand the Basilisk being 36 to 240. But this thing being just to that little limited range, I don't really consider it an artillery weapon. I just don't like it that much because of that. So, and also the other thing is that the weapons are weaker than the Thunderfire cannons. I prefer running the Thunderfire cannons for that extra thing. And it's gonna, yeah, and like I said, it's gonna get sliced easily with no problem. So, out of the two of them, I would say that the Thunderfire cannon is a must. And if you don't have enough points, or you're running low on points right now, you run the Whirlwind. I wouldn't suggest to run the Whirlwind in big games because that thing is gonna die first. Especially if you're going up against like strength 10 AP1 weapons. That thing is gonna get glanced no matter what. No, yeah, it's gonna get glanced or penned no matter what. And if more than one shot shoots that thing, yeah, that thing is gone. So screw that. Scratch that idea. So overall, I have to say they're pretty good artillery units, like, well, anti-infantry units. For a heavy support slot, and since you have so much limitations now with heavy support slot, unless you run allies or double force org, run your Thunderfire cannon. I say it's a must weapon for almost any use. I used it against Necrons, I used it against Space Marines itself, Imperial Guard, Chaos, Tyranids and Tau mostly. I like going up against Tau with this Thunderfire cannon because they can't really do anything about it. It's there just shooting them unless they hits them with and makes me lose and roll 1, because that's what happened to me. I rolled a 1. The first thing I roll a 1, he died. But aside from that, 2 up armor save is pretty good, and 3 up armor save on the cannon itself. It's really good. So yeah, but that's my opinion, guys. That's basically my review about these guys and my whole perspective about it. If you have any questions, let me know. PM me PM me, comment below and see what you guys think about this, and please subscribe and share this video. And now just gonna say it that once again, thank you, Chris, for finally defeating this army. I really had a nice 15 killing spree right there with this army, and yeah. So thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be probably another news update. I'm not sure yet.